So it's all about being aware of what our responsibility is as educators, to be culturally responsive, to recognize the diversity that does exist in our classroom, um, and to not be afraid. And one of the best examples I can share from you from my own teaching experience, I was at Tommy Douglas at the time, so this was probably about 2008, I think, because the young lady was in grade 10. Um, and I believe she started in our class in grade 9. But she moved here from Afghanistan. And she was one of the kindest students I've ever met in my life. Um, but but she always went to my neighbor to get any help, and then the neighbor would come and talk to me. And I didn't understand it for the first little while, until I realized that I'm a man, and she didn't have the teachings that allowed her to come and speak to me about these things. And I could have gotten really upset and made her come and talk to me, but I worked with what we had, and it created a relationship that, she left our school in grade 11, but she invited me to her grad at her new school when she was in grade 12. And so I thought I must have made some connection with her, that she took the time to come and invite me. But it's because I took the time to be humble. I took the time to build a relationship, and I understood my responsibility, as a culturally responsive teacher, to understand and to be aware of what was happening, and to be willing to share some of the power and some of the responsibility, with her. So the biggest part of this, is to understand that cultural responsiveness is who we are more than what we do. It starts inside. It starts for me with my heart and my mind, and then I look for ways to model who I am, and then what I do. I look for ways to meet my heart and my mind through my actions. And if I can leave you with one thing, that's the one thing. It's who we are more than what we do, because what we do will come if we have the right mindset, the right disposition, to foster those relationships, to honor culture, to recognize the role that culture can play in learning. And I guess that really sums it up. But I do want to leave you with one quote. When a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower. And that's what we need to do to change the reality for our First Nation, our Métis, our Inuit students. We can't continue to try and fix the students. It's the environment that we have to change. Education has grown over the last 150 years, but it hasn't changed enough, in my opinion. And I know I've got some people out there who will disagree fundamentally with me, but we need to do something different with the environment, because our flowers aren't growing at the rate they could, and so we need to do something different. So